Y'all, we're gonna have another talk, okay? Today, we're gonna talk about why you need to stop chasing things. I feel like I'm the perfect candidate to talk about this because I think I firsthand know the hardships that someone goes through when this topic comes around. And something that I'm about to explain so simply is one of the hardest things to do. But once you develop that mindset that everything will come to you, what's meant for you will come to you, and if you have to force it, it's not for you, it's not meant to be. Yo, this lighting is insane. Yeah, I want to start off with the fact that you need to let go of all negativity that is holding you back and keeping you stuck in your old ways, keeping you attached to that old version of yourself that you no longer want to live. Because if you really think about it, we are torturing ourselves, constantly living as the same person as yesterday that we know we don't want to be anymore. And once you fully envision, detail by detail, what the highest version of yourself does, looks like, what do they do for fun, what goals have they obtained, how did they get there? Once you know exactly who that is and you embody yourself in that person's aura, so to speak, and once you reach the state of being in that person, everything will fall into place. But I'm not saying you don't have to do anything or anything like that. You still have to put in the work, but it all starts with intention. Knowing who you want to be and knowing how you're going to get there. And you also need to reflect on the old version of yourself who you don't want to be. What did they do that you don't like? What actions did the higher version of yourself do, and how do they align with your inner intentions now? You need to fully compare those and know what to do and what not to do. Once you have a good foundation for that, the rest is going to be so easy for you guys. Some things you need to understand, unfortunately, we learn the hard way. And something that we all need to understand is that the universe is completely ready to bestow its gifts upon you, but you need to be in a state of acceptance and claiming rather than neglecting. And you need to stop seeking for happiness outside of you. Desperation is only going to push it farther away. The more desperate you are, the bigger gap you're going to have between you and that very thing that you are desiring. Just remember the energy withholding that, and the universe is going to keep you deprived with the more desperation that you have with that very thing. The world does not see effort, it sees results, and it will see the end product. If one truly wants something and is willing to put their heart and soul into it, the universe has a way of turning those dreams into reality. The first step starts with belief, and the rest, as they say, is history in the making. Picture this: having the thoughts of being unworthy is going to attract you unworthy living situations, okay? That simple feeling of unworthiness is going to have the person think more unworthy thoughts, attracting more situations to further reinforce that belief that they are unworthy. You have to unlearn and let go of that self-limiting belief. I have experienced this multiple times. I firmly believe in this. That's why you're also going to stay in control of your negative thoughts and just your thoughts and actions in general. Make sure they're aligned to what you want and who you want to be. In our world full of consciousness, I think we all know that like goes to like. The more fear we hold, the more fearful attractions that we're going to bring into our life. Each fear and each negative emotion requires energy to fill it up, and we are choosing to bring that energy to it. So with the mindset love attracts love, surround yourself with love. Do not look for love. You cannot search for love when there is no love inside of you. Start giving out of the pure sense of love without expecting anything in return. And like I said earlier, you cannot hold two opposing states of consciousness in the mind. You can't do this, expect this in return, and expect life to respond in your favor. When you take your attention out of one state of mind, whether that's insecurity or poverty or loneliness, and when you place it into a different state of mind, like when you take that focus to a different state, the new one is going to grow while the other one fades away. And this is where a lot of people get stuck because they are continuously, unconsciously giving their energy to the old version of the self that they don't want to live anymore while trying to force a new one to appear. But think about it, if you love something so much and you put yourself into a place where there are things billions of times better than that, would you even think of it? You wouldn't even want it anymore. I know you're tired of being this version of yourself. Some of us are abusing ourselves at this point. As you remove attention from what no longer serves you, that version of yourself will naturally die off, and it's going to make new room for the new version of yourself. Now let's talk about intrusive thoughts, because we all get them. We all get them to different levels and to different extents. They come to you, they come to me. But you know what you have to do? You have to ignore them. You have to ignore these bad thoughts that are keeping you stuck in your old ways. You do not need to become depressed because of all these intrusive thoughts that you're getting, because they are not real. Like I mentioned earlier, you need to embody the energy of claiming and not begging. You've fallen into a trap by asking the universe for things from a sense of lack. They beg for wealth while being conscious of the state of poverty. They plead for love while feeling unworthy of it. But life does not respond to you in a state of begging. It responds to your internal state. You cannot expect to receive something that you are energetically not aligned with. You need to retrain your mind to see abundance rather than lack. And transformation requires a full commitment to leaving behind the old version of yourself. This is a pivotal moment that many of us struggle with, because it is easy to slip back into your old ways. But once you remember that the old self needs to die in order for the new one to live, then it's on it from there. If you continue to identify with your past limitations and identify with them, you cannot fully step into your desired reality. You have to align your actions with your internal mindset, or no progression will be made. A lot of times, very strong desires block us from obtaining what we truly want. Since desire literally means I do not have, we are saying that it isn't ours. When we say that something isn't ours, we're almost putting a distance between us and that very object that we are wanting. And the distance between that object and me becomes the very obstacle that consumes all of our energy. Impossible becomes possible once we are totally surrendered, because wanting blocks receiving and results in a fear of not getting what we want. To experience letting go of different desires, we slowly realize that what we desire will always come to us naturally, without force. The more we hang on to our negativity and the small image that we withhold in our mind, the less we think we deserve, and we are unconsciously denying ourselves the abundance that the universe is ready to bestow upon us. Just simply imagine the kind of person that you want to be, and surrender all negative feelings that are blocking you from becoming that person. All the negative feelings that block us from simply being that person. What happens then is all we need to do is simply have, and everything will fall into place from there. This is because, in contrast from having and doing, the level of being has the most energy when it is given that priority. And this is just a common example of what I mentioned earlier. What we hold in mind will manifest. You know, generally, we are grateful for what we have. Something that has already happened, or happened to us now, happened in the past, that will happen for us, we are grateful for it. But the thing is, you and I have been conditioned to believe that we need a reason to experience joy, which is not the case. You also need to stop living in survival. When you're living in survival, you're trying to force and control a possible outcome. That's just what the ego does. When you're living in the elevated emotion of creation, you feel so lifted that you would never try to analyze how or when a chosen destiny will come. You trust that it will happen because you've already experienced it. Life will get so much better when you realize that consistency and discipline does not care about your mood. And a lot of us learn this the hard way, but if you keep depending on your mood to decide whether or not you're going to do something or not, or whether you should start taking action to moving yourself into that place where you want to be, or you intend on going, will literally get you stuck in the same place that you do not want to be in. Become someone who people simply enjoy to be around. Become a person who's so pleasant that when someone sees you, they are happy that you are simply existing in front of them. In the way that you talk to someone, they get so excited because you enlighten them every time you guys converse. Talk in a way that it is simply healing to another person. You know, sometimes when you meet someone, you just become happy, okay? Life will get better when you stop waiting for other people to love you the way that you want them to. You cannot force someone to love you more by doing it first. So start loving yourself instead. When you go looking for something, you don't have it. Looking for love, suggesting that you don't have love within yourself, how do you expect someone else to fill that void for you? You need love within yourself. Don't look, instead look at yourself, look at the faults that you have that is preventing love from finding you, and work on that. For the people that are trying to get over somebody, stop checking on them, stop looking for them, stop expecting something back from them. You are not doing any good by doing that. You are chasing someone, okay? While you're waiting on a message from them, they're waiting on a message from someone else. You see they're active online, but they're not active for you. It's time to realize your worth. Everyone that's watching, it's time to realize your worth, okay? No one is too busy. People make time for their priorities, and if they wanted to, they would prioritize you. If you're important in their life, then they will make the time for you. Everyone watching deserves way more than someone's half-heartedly love, and don't let their inconsistencies make you question anything about yourself or your worth. And remember that always the right person will come at the right time when you least expect it. Stop being the only person who is trying to change things or trying to fix things. It is so mentally and physically exhausting and draining. I know we've all been there. It's just not fair to any of us. So you must find peace within yourself first and with whoever comes into your life. And sometimes people are just temporary. I know that sucks, but you have to look at the good out of it. Some people are a lesson, some people are blessings, but it's better than you trying to keep them and waste your time in your life when they don't even want to be there. They would have made it clear by now that they wanted to, and you do not have time for that anymore. You deserve somebody that knows what they want to where you're not an option for them. And I want everyone watching to stop putting in effort to people or things that they are not giving it back to you. They are not reciprocating it back to you. Because one of the worst things that can happen is losing yourself. And that is so often a side effect from what I just said. I know there are a lot of tendencies that push and pull us from greatness and where we want to be in life. But this is why the word responsibility is so important. It is your responsibility to exercise every choice that you make in your life, either to follow the tendency or make a conscious decision of changing. All right, guys, I think that's all I gotta say for now. I probably have a lot more, but I'm kind of just going off the top of my head right now. Hope everybody enjoyed watching. If you know someone that would like to hear anything I said today, please send the video to them. Let me know what you thought about the video, what I could have touched more on, what you disagree with. Please, let me know. But thank you for taking the time to watch this. I enjoyed making it. There's way more to come. And if anybody has any ideas of what they want to hear me talk about, please let me know, because I'm very open and I just want to help everybody out. So I try my best to explain on why we should stop chasing things, why we have to let go and let things happen on their own. And I promise you guys, it will work out for you. We're going to take it day by day. We have to stay in the present moment. The only change we can make happens right now, and it's not going to matter how long it took. Once we get there, you're just going to be glad that you did it. And yeah, that's all I got to say. So hope everyone enjoyed watching. Thank you. Bye.